Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anna, and today I'm going to be reviewing Vivobarefoot Zero Drop Shoes. This video is not sponsored. I wish. Pray for me that happens one day. To start off, what are barefoot shoes? They're basically shoes that have no arch support and are ultra light and super thin, so that it emulates the feeling of walking barefoot. One of the major benefits of barefoot shoes is that they are foot-shaped rather than shoe-shaped. It actually has space for all of your toes to splay instead of squishing them together. When your toes are able to spread out, it's not only more comfortable and prevents chafing and fungal bacterial infections between your toes, but also it gives you more of the ability to balance. Another thing I really love about these shoes is that you can feel the ground underneath your feet. It protects you from all the dangerous stuff like broken glass, sharp rocks, flaming hot asphalt, but it still gives you all of the sensation of the ground. I've been wearing these shoes for over 3 years, and I really feel like they elevate my experience in nature to an entirely new level because I can feel the ground underneath my feet. And it feels incredible to feel how soft the earth is beneath your feet, or even to walk on a rough surface like gravel and feel all of the rocks poking into your feet. It's kind of like a massage. It sounds weird, but it actually feels really good. And it's good for rubbing out pressure points on your feet and relieving tension. I feel like overall I have a lot less foot pain since I started wearing these shoes. So this is my first pair of bare feet shoes that I ordered back in 2019. These are the Vivobarefoot Primus SG for soft ground. And I chose these shoes because I needed a pair of hiking shoes for a trip that I was going abroad, and I was only packing a carry-on. So I really wanted a pair of shoes that I could condense to a small size. And look at these. You can literally roll them into a ball. Like, what other hiking shoes can you roll into a ball? I love that these have great treads, so if you're walking on slippery surfaces or walking up or down hills, you have plenty of traction. I also really love that instead of regular laces, it has this. So you don't have to worry about your shoes coming untied ever. These are super comfortable, and if you do need a little bit of extra support or something to prevent gravel from rubbing into your foot if you don't like that, they include these little inserts that you can actually just slip right into the shoe, and also an extra pair of laces. So I really like these shoes. My one complaint is that they literally do not match anything that I own. So I actually rarely wear these just because they kind of look ugly with everything that I own. But other than that, great shoe, highly recommend. And they have lots of different colorways. I believe I bought these for around $150 back in 2019. Another thing I really like about these shoes is that they dry super quickly. So when I'm hiking, I have no qualms about jumping into a stream or a puddle because I know that these will dry out really quickly in the sun, unlike other non-barefoot hiking shoes that I've had. Okay. Brace yourselves, what you're about to see is horrifying. This is my second pair of Vivobarefoots, the Primus Lites, I believe the original model. As you can see, this shoe is extremely well loved for good reason. These look like just normal shoes, which I desperately wanted from a barefoot shoe because we're all used to barefoot shoes looking like Vibrams, you know, with where each toe has its own little pocket and they're just hideous. I wore this shoe and only this shoe for literally years because I love how they look and they're so comfortable. But unfortunately, there are a few problems with how they are made that cause them to fall apart more quickly than I would have hoped for a shoe that cost me, I think, $120. My major problem with these shoes is that, as you can see, they are totally filthy. That's partially my fault because I was not careful with them. I wore them outside in the mud, in the rain, in all types of weather. I've tried hand washing them, bleaching them, putting them in the washing machine, using a toothbrush to scrub them with baking soda and vinegar, all of the above, and there's just nothing I can do that will make these clean. My other complaint is that there are some weak points in the mesh that I think could have been engineered better. This, I think, was the first thing to start to wear away on the shoe because my foot is constantly pushing up against it. In the back, and this started pretty quickly, there's nothing to keep the shoe's shape. After a few wears, it starts to just collapse and look like this in the back when you wear it, which obviously is not an attractive look on a shoe. But nevertheless, I have loved this shoe for years, and if I had taken better care of it and not worn it in situations where it wasn't intended to be worn, maybe they wouldn't have ended up in this state of disrepair. As much as I loved my Primus Lites, it was time for an upgrade, so my brother actually got these for me for my 23rd birthday a few weeks ago. I can show you, they ship all of their shoes in this bag, both made from recycled materials and able to be recycled again. These are the Geo Racer Knits. I'm really excited about them because it seems like they changed some things in their designs to make them more durable than my original pair of Primus Lites. For example, it seems like this pressure point that I complained about in the last shoe has a little bit more reinforcement on this shoe. This knitting is tighter around here to hopefully prevent the breakage that I saw in the other shoe. The shoe is also made from recycled material, as I believe are the rest of the shoes and maybe even all of Vivobarefoot shoes. When your shoes do become unwearable, they actually have a service linked on the Vivobarefoot website where you can ship in your old shoes and they'll actually accept and recycle them again. I also really like that this one has some structure to the back so it will not collapse like my other pair. Isn't this just so cute? I mean, look at that. This looks like a perfectly normal shoe. I believe these were $165. I freaking love this brand, Vivobarefoot, so much. I would recommend it to anyone. I do recommend it to anyone. I have never gotten more compliments from strangers on an article of clothing than I get when I wear these Vivobarefoot shoes in public. So again, this video is not sponsored by them, but I am going to include a link in the description that will give you 25% off your first order.